Yeah, this is part 2 of the Robo3D printing procedures video. Now what happened to me, is why the other video abruptly ended, is because of the fact that I was trying to change the focus of the camera and accidentally stopped the recording and didn't realize it. So, so basically the last half of that video was kind of scrubbed, so I got to kind of do it all over again. Well, I'm in the process of printing those same parts we were setting up, and you can see here I'm almost done with it. Not almost, but still hopefully another 30 minutes. But basically I'm going to take you through the same process. I'm going to go ahead and clean these off and clean the bed just like I did in the other video. And this is more parts, so you might learn a little something extra, because that last video I just did one part. Well, this is several parts, so I figured might be extra educational for you. I don't want to have to repeat all the information I did in the first part, in part 1. So I'll just basically do part 2 here, and that can take you through this process again with me removing more parts. And plus, the part I'm going to do next is actually rather interesting. It's a tricky part. It's a tricky part to print. I'll show you what it is real quick. So, again, I'll set that up, and I want you to, be able to actually set your stopwatch in that part of the video from the time it takes me to clean the bed off on that thing, bring the part into Matterformer here, and set it up. And I'm going to try to show you how to actually set the files up when you import them. But the part I'm going to show you is, let's see here, where the heck is it? Top. Okay. No, why can't I get rid of those? Now, anyway, let me move this around here. Okay, the part I'm going to print is actually this, and it's going to print in this orientation. But it's a hemisphere, and it's going to be tricky. I've never tried printing a part like this before exactly, because it's got a very small base. Damn it. It's got a very small base on it. As you can see, so it's kind of like a cup, but it's got a lot of intricate internal features. So it'll be interesting, I'll get the print started, and then I'll actually, when the print's done, I'll update you and show you what the finished part looked like. Because I don't use support materials on this. And again, since I haven't gotten into tweaking the printer, when I try to use support structures, because again, like if I tried printing this thing, let's say upside down, well, it would have to generate internal supports in all likelihood, just because of the, the overhanging parts and so forth, particularly for this middle part here, which you can kind of see, would actually be hanging upside down in midair. If you're trying to print in midair, it can't do that. So it'd have to generate supports, support structures. Well, right now, since I don't have my printer tweaked, if I try to generate support structures, it's like extruding too much plastic. So what would happen is the support structures basically glued to the part, and it's really hard to get them off. And again, I think the factory settings for the printer are, to extrude a little more plastic than it should, but you can adjust its plastic extrusion rate and all that in these controls. But in previous versions of the printer, I didn't see the option to actually save and retrieve your settings, so I've been afraid to kind of dick with it, because if I do, I'm afraid I'll get in there and change something and it'll start screwing up on me, and I won't know what caused it, and I won't know how to revert back to my other settings, or I might have some other setting preferences that I'd prefer to revert back to. And it might have had this in previous versions, I just never noticed where it was. It was if it existed, it was buried in there somewhere. So that's been one of the reasons I resisted. And the other reason is that, again, the quality I'm getting out is good for what I'm doing right now. But like I said, I'm trying to print out all these parts here, but only really one of these. But Like I said, I've already printed out, you know, 2 of these. But in any event, but what I'm going to do on this is, like I said, I'm going to show you this you know, me removing the parts off this printer bed, and then I'm going to clean the bed just like I did before. And like I said, set your stopwatch or note the time in the YouTube video counter, and kind of time it, so you'll know how fast it takes me to clean it, set up a new part here, and get it going on printing, including bed leveling and everything. And then we'll cut the video at that point once it starts printing, and then I'll show you what the end results are, because again, that should be an interesting part to see if this actually prints, especially with no supports or anything. Now, you'll probably remember from my other videos, this part, I printed this with no supports, so it did pretty well, but this, it does have a small base on it. It's rather more intricate than this is, so it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. So, anyway, like I said, bear with me on this, and I'll take you through the rest of that process here in a few moments.